because we about to get it lit up in here with the story time. Make sure you guys go ahead and click share with your friends so they can hear it, because I may never tell it again. Okay, y'all want to know about the time I went to jail? Okay, y'all probably think I went to jail for keying somebody's car. I've never been caught for anything that I've ever done to a man. Okay, so when you come to LA, anybody that knows it, when you come to LA to live your dreams, to try to be somebody, you're going to have to find some type of job in the meantime. Because this whole thing, a lot of this entertainment shit don't pay nothing. So you're going to have to get a job. So my grandfather called me with this little job opportunity. My granddaddy, he like 70 years old. He was like, yo, baby, I got a little job opportunity for you because I know things out in LA a little slow. You just moved out there. I was like, okay, granddaddy. He was like, but the job is in Tunica, Mississippi. I was like, Tunica, Mississippi? He was like, yeah. So what happens in Tunica, Mississippi, anybody that's from anywhere around that region, like Memphis, Tunica, you know that when you, Tunica, Mississippi has a whole bunch of casinos. Like that's what the whole town is. Nothing but casinos, like Harris Casino. Just a whole bunch of little casinos, little gambling ass little city. So my grandfather was like, yo, baby, I could get you a job as a chip runner. So every summer, even in Vegas and different cities, you know, other casinos around the country, they smaller, but they try to do this whole thing like Vegas does it. Like the Rio, they have these poker tournament. So my grandfather was like, yeah, you can come down, work the poker tournament. I can get you as a chip runner. Okay. So when you're a chip runner in the poker tournament, let me tell you what my job description was. My job description was to actually go get chips for the player. So a player come in, they have $100 bill, then I would get them chips. And then you just hope and pray that they tip you. The casino's still paying you. They paying you like $50 a day, but you make most of your money in tips. But you could walk away with like $200-300 a night in tips. Sometimes more if they like you because you cute. bitches down in Mississippi wasn't wearing lipstick. I came down there with the lipstick game, popping on them. Popping, and all the guys was like, oh my God, you got lipstick, you so exotic. I'm like, hey. So I went down to Mississippi. So then one night, my mother was down there as well. Thank you for the 50 stars, Bernard. I appreciate you, boo. Ow. So my mother was down there. My cousin, her name Randy, she was there. My mama Daphne, my grandfather Jimmy. So my mama then was like, yeah, let's go down to Memphis to hang out. You know, they have a famous street down in Memphis. What's the name of the street down there in Memphis that you can go hang out? Thank you, DeAndre, for the 50 stars. It's a street down in Memphis that you could go hang out. Is it called Bell Street or something like that? Y'all know the street? Anyways, it's that street down there in Memphis, Tennessee. So then we went out there and we was just walking around, like it be popping, like you got all these motorcycles and all these bikers out there and just people just like going in and out of bars, in and out of restaurants. Anybody been to Memphis, you know they Southern, but they known for like barbecue. So we went to this little barbecue spot, came out, boom. That's back when I used to wear a weave. So I was down there like, hey, everybody's trying to holler at me. Even if they said they wasn't, they was. So we was just walking down the street. It was thousands of people. It kind of reminds me of when you go to New Orleans and you just like Essence and you just, but maybe not as many people. I'm over exaggerating. But when I tell you, yeah, Bell Street. Yep. Y'all know in Memphis, that's where we was. So we walking up and down the street. It's cops out there, but it's people. Thank you for the 100 stars, Brian. And thank you for the 100 stars, Pauline. I really appreciate you guys. So we walking up and down the street or whatever. So I see this cop. Well, first, let me start from what I first visualized. It was this guy. He looked to be about maybe like 25, 27. And he had like sagging pants on, a white t-shirt. And he was there with a big ass snake. It was like, it was an anaconda. And I ain't talking about the penis. I'm talking about a real goddamn snake, like a whole large ass snake. Like it was a big ass snake and he had the snake on the ground. Well, a cop came over and it was a female cop. I'll never forget. She had like a little butch haircut like this. Boom. Thank you for the 200 stars, Henry. I appreciate you, boo. Thank you, Cherie. 50 stars. Thank you, Hanson. 50 stars. Adrian, thank you for 100 stars. Nikita, 100 stars. And Kim, 50 stars. But anyway, so he had this big ass snake. So it was this cop, right? She had like this butch haircut. Like it was like one of them, somebody, they masculine when they got that haircut with the straight edges. Like, bitch, you ain't got no layers in your hair at all. Like, that's somebody to fear. So she came up to the guy. He had this big ass anaconda snake on the ground. And she was like, yo, get that snake out of here. So was cussing him out. Cussing his ass out. Like, I don't even want to say all the cuss words, but she was giving it to his ass. I told you about being down here, and you better get that shit out of here, but I take your ass to jail. And me being the black activist that I am, decided to stand up for the brother. I was like, oh, I'm gonna stand up for him. Cause I live in LA and we don't allow this type of talk. Well, I forgot that my ass was down there, Memphis, Tennessee. And things got real. So when I was like, you can't talk to him like that. I'm telling the female cop, you can't talk to him like that. And she looked at me. She was like, who was talking to you? I was like, no, I'm talking to you. You got to respect him. You're a cop. You can't just be talking to people all crazy. It's about respect. Thank you, Deontay, for the 465 stars. That's a crazy ass number. I might play it in the lottery. Thank you, Brian, for the 50 stars. So she done aborted that situation with the snake. He just looking like, thank you for saving my life, but good luck to you. Do you think he defended me? Hell no. So I'm out there like getting into it with her, but I'm not being aggressive. I'm just like, no, you shouldn't be talking to him like that. You know, he has a snake. He's a black man out here trying to hustle on Bell Street. Like, why are you bothering him? She was like, next thing I know, this bitch hit me with a move like this. And I was in handcuffs. And I was like, she pulled out some pink handcuffs. I ain't never seen pink handcuffs. She tried it. Thank you for the 2,000 stars, Deontay. Thank you, Ebony, for the 50 stars. Next thing I know, I was in handcuffs. Like, she grabbed my wrist like this. And she put like this one pink hand. And I was like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? She was like, since you want to run your mouth, you going to county tonight. I was like, whoa. So my mama was like there. I was like, mama, record it. But my mama don't know how to work a cell phone that good. So she couldn't get to her cell phone and record quick enough. Thank God I didn't get shot. So it's not a shooting story, but I went to jail. Let me finish. So she grabbed my wrist, and before you try to argue with this hand, like, what you doing? I didn't even do nothing. With the other hand, I'm still talking. This hand behind me right here, and I'm still like, I didn't even do nothing. Next thing I know, she called somebody else who helped her grab my other wrist. They put me in handcuffs. Okay, so thank you, John, for the 50 stars. Thank you, Bernard, for the 50 stars. So now I'm in handcuffs, and I'm like, what did I do? And then so I had my watch game was a Rolex. So I had a Rolex, and I was like, Mama, get my watch. I don't want them to say that I didn't really bring it to jail and don't give my shit back, because I don't live here. Because she didn't really want to arrest me. Then she checked my license. She saw that I was from California. She was like, you live here? And I was like, no, I'm just visiting. Big mistake. If you ever get arrested in that city, say you from that city and you just haven't switched your license over and that you're a resident, but you haven't been a resident longer than 30 days. Because if you say that you've been there longer than 30 days, they can write you a ticket. I had that happen before too, but I didn't go to jail. So I'm in handcuffs. So she called a sergeant over, a black guy. I'm like, hi, nigga. I'm getting out of this. And he was like, you're from California. And I did throw a couple of insults. I was like, you're a cop. Y'all don't make that much money. Yeah, don't ever say that. Yeah, that wasn't a smart move. I'll never do that again. Even though it was accurate information, it was just not a good move at the time. Thank you for the 200 stars, Lloyd. That's my friend, Lloyd. Lloyd, my friend. We ain't met yet, but we gonna meet when I come to DC. Thank you, Lord. Look, Corius, you sending stars the wrong way, boo. Them ain't the stars I'm talking about, but thank you. So I was talking shit, like, So then next thing I know, they put me into the squad car, and I'm just sitting there. They talked to my mom. They was like, I don't know what they said to her, because my mama don't relay information back correctly. She just be like, well, baby, I think that she gonna summarize everything. But when you go to jail, you want detailed information about what was said. So they allowed my mama to come to the car and like get my cell phone and stuff, because they was like, you're not gonna be able to use it. So my mama took my cell phone, she got my watch, she got my purse. So I'm sitting in the back of the squad car. They was like, oh, we're gonna take you to jail. And then I was like, okay. Bitch, I'll be running shit by tomorrow in jail. No fear. Ho. Yeah. I'm gonna do this time. Street cred. I'm crazy. When you crazy, you at least need to say you've been to jail at least once or twice for people to believe you're crazy. So yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go to jail. Take me to jail. Throw away the key. Don't throw away the key, but I said that to myself, but I didn't mean it. So anyways, they had me sit in the back of that squad car on Bell Street in Memphis, Tennessee. When I tell you I was sitting in that goddamn squad car for 2.5 hours, they made me sit in the back of the squad car. And it was like summertime, so it was hot as hell. I think they had the windows cracked. Because when you go to jail, they ain't gonna give you no comfort. She was trying to prove a point. She was a whole bitch. See, because I was like, but you ain't even go to college, bitch. You making just above minimum wage, risking your life. Don't ever say that to nobody. Because they going to show you, especially when they got the authority to show you. I sat in the back of that squad car for 2.5 hours. I'm going to get to why that bitch had me sit in the back of that squad car for 2.5 hours. Continue. I go to jail. So when you go to jail, whatever, they make you take, your little shots. Boom. 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 But see, they didn't even tell me what I didn't like when you go to jail, because I had my makeup done and my hair done and my outfit was cute. But see what they don't tell you when you go to jail. They don't tell you that when they go, they don't be like, your girlfriend be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, cheese. They don't do none of that. They don't do none of that. They don't do none of that. Like, let me know, bitch, that you about to take this picture, because if I ever be famous, like, I want the picture to look good on the internet. Like, they don't tell you 1, 2, 3 cheese. They don't say go. You don't hear nothing. Boom. They just have you standing there holding the sign. They make you wait, so you never prepared. So I'm sitting there holding the sign 5 minutes. Ain't nobody click no button. Boom, click the button. Then one of my eyes was like this. Because when you blank and somebody catch you in mid-blank, you look crazy. So they had my mugshot look like this. I know this was because of that cop. She told them, don't give her no cute mugshot. She said that. I know she did. Like, I don't got no proof, but I know she did, because they was hating on me up in there. So I get in there. They make you sit in this big ass room. If you ever watched that show Atlanta, when they did the whole jail scene, it's kind of like that. They make you sit in this big ass room and you sit in these chairs or whatever, and you still got on your regular clothes. They still let you keep on your regular clothes. You don't get to have, they take your shoes. They make you put on these little slippers, but you get to keep your regular clothes. Thank you, Chanel, for the 50 stars. I appreciate you, boo. They make you keep on your regular shoes. Okay. So, I had on my regular shoes. I had on the little slippers that they gave me, but they let me keep on my regular clothes. So when I got there, I was like, my mom about to come get me. So what you get me for? They like, oh, you on disturbing the peace. I'm like, I'll be out in an hour. But what I didn't know is she made me wait in the back of that squad car for 2.5 hours, because once it becomes a certain time of midnight, then so if they would have immediately took me to jail, then I would have got out within like an hour. I would have got out immediately. But because they made me wait in the back of the squad car for 2.5 hours, that meant that I get booked that night and I wouldn't get out until tomorrow. I don't even have the opportunity to get out until tomorrow, because they don't do processing to release you until after a certain time, and then the next day you just gotta wait. Thank you for the 50 stars, Lewis, and thank you, Grant, for the 100 stars. So they don't tell you that. So she made me wait. So she was being slick. That's why she made me wait the time in the back of the squad car, still on Bell Street in Memphis, Tennessee. Made me wait there just to take me to jail. Okay, so when I get there, I find out, oh, you gotta spend the night. So they make you do these things, and they processing everyone by one. It's one girl in there with a black eye. I ain't asked no questions, but somebody else did. Come to find out, she got in domestic abuse where her boyfriend, he beat her ass. She was fighting back, and apparently she could fight. And so they was both arrested, but she was, you know, with the women. Thank you, Brian, for the 200 stars. Thank you, LaShonda, for the 200 stars. So, boom, let me finish. So, yeah, so we in there. So then when you go to jail for county, because they took me to county because it was like no holding cell because it's a big city, Memphis. They take you straight to county. So they make you take an AIDS test up in there. So when you go to jail, you got to take an AIDS test. So when I went to go take the AIDS test, they make you, first they make me take a TB test. You know that skin test? Have you ever got a job and the health requirements make you get a skin test to make sure you ain't got no skin issues? So they stick that needle in your skin, and if it bubbled, then you cool. But if it don't, then you got some skin issues. Thank you, Jesse, for the 50 stars. Thank you, Joshua, for the 40 stars, boo. So they did a TB skin test on me or whatever. So I let them stick that needle in me. It was like a younger guy, you know. So I was like, all right, cool. So then you go back into the holding area, you wait, they processing everybody one by one, calling them in the thing, just shoot them up with needles. So then, let me tell you about this. Then I go into this room and the lady was like, well, I gotta check to make sure you don't have AIDS. And I was like, okay. And then, so I'm thinking she got the little, you know, they can check for AIDS, HIV, because AIDS is after you get it. They can check for HIV with the finger thing where you just press a little thing and then they can just check your blood. They kind of do that at, you know, the doctor, or they can draw blood. This lady, when I tell you, she was 50 pounds away from being on my 600-pound life. Like she should have been, I bet if I saw her now, she could be cast. She was a big ass girl, big ass lady. Boom, about literally 600 pounds. She wanted to give me a HIV test and draw my blood. She had a needle, and I let her get almost there. Then she wrapped the rope around my thing, because that's how they get your blood. They got draped. You know that rope that people do when they do heroin? They got to tie that shit up. Boom. I let her tie it up, and then I looked down. She had a heavy ass hand. You remember that movie, The Nutty Professor, and when Eddie Murphy swole up? That's how her hand looked. And she had the needle and she was preparing it and she was getting ready to take my blood. Thank you, Eddie, for the 50 stars. Thank you, Bernard, for the 100 stars. Thank you, Donnell, for the 100 stars. So she was getting ready to take my blood. And then so I looked on her shirt and she had a big ass ketchup stain on her shirt. And so I told her, I said, no, I don't want to be tested for HIV. And then she was like, you gotta take the test. Because in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, bitch, if you got ketchup on your shirt, that means whatever you eat, you don't even have enough stability in your hand and hand to mouth coordinate. You don't got coordination. So I'm definitely not gonna let you stick a needle in me because you got ketchup on your shirt. And how I know that's even ketchup? It could have been blood. It could have been somebody else. She done heavy-handedly stuck, fell asleep, and then boom, it's just blood everywhere. She had a big ass red stain on her thing. I'm just praying it was ketchup because she was in there eating, snacking on some food before I walked in. So I'm just hoping she had a hot dog or something, got a little ketchup on her shirt. I ain't have no questions. Thank you, Anthony, for the 50 stars. So I told her, I said, hey, I don't want to do that. She said, well, if you don't take the HIV test and let me stick you with this needle, then you're going to go to the hole. I was like, take me to the hole. Take me. I need some time by myself. I need some time to get my thoughts right. Put me in the hole. Hole. So she was like, get out of here. So I walked out. You can't let them see that you're scared. But I kind of did it quick when I turned and I knew nobody else was in that little area. So and then I went and sat down. So I was like, ooh, thank God. So I thought like, oh, I'm getting ready to go to the hole. But they never ended up putting me in the hole. So God is good. So you have to go to jail. So it's about maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning now. I'm already in jail. I've been in holding. At first I was in the back of the squad car for 2.5 hours. I was in holding for another 3 hours. So bitch, 5.5 hours, hard time. I've been to jail. Have you? Who want to mess with me? So I go to jail, and so they give you the little outfit. They put you in a little orange jumpsuit. I'm like, ow, in orange jumpsuit. Hey. Made a little friend in there, a girl. She was like, bitch, I just got in an argument with somebody. I was like, girl, I was minding somebody else's business, arguing with the cops. She was like, you don't do that down here in Memphis. I was like, girl, I ain't know. I live in California. We could argue with whoever we want. Thank you, Joe, for the 200 stars. So then they put you in a jumpsuit or whatever. So they let us sleep and they put us in a holding cell, me and this one girl. She was a really nice girl, really sweet girl, probably around the same age as me. So I think I got the top bunk because I had always heard stories that you don't ever want to be on the bottom bunk, get on the top bunk. And when you go to jail, I heard you got to sleep like this because you want to sleep on your back in case anybody comes in and try to fight you, you can quickly do like this. Like they say you don't want to sleep like this because you're not prepared. So you got to sleep on your back when you go to jail like this, just so you can have your fist balled up like this, so you can always just come out just swinging. Thank you, Eddie, for the 100 stars. So I'm sleeping like this. I don't watch prison movies. What? I'm ready. Boom, sleep on your back. Fist knotted up. Boom, 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 boom. Ready to punch a bitch out. I'm going to fight. So then we went to sleep. Boom, I got some good ass sleep. I ain't sleep light. Once they closed the door, I said, I could take the bitch below me. She ain't no problem. So I'm going to close my eyes. I went on ahead, slept good. They woke us up early as hell. I swear to God, we only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. They woke us up early. They said we had to clean the whole room, like the whole cell. We had to clean the toilet. We had to clean the floor. And they only give you like a scrubber. So you got to clean it like for real, for real. So we had to clean it up, clean the toilet. I'm like, I didn't even use the toilet up in here. I'm holding my piss. I don't shit for days. I'm good. So then they made us clean the room. So we did that. Then once you clean the room, you can go out. Now you in county jail. You with the real cells and everything. Like, it's no joke. Thank you, Lewis, for the 200 stars. So you go out into the little common area where everybody from all their cells can meet in the thing. They got televisions. You can watch TV, sit at the thing. So the girl was like, hey, we got to take a shower. And I was like, nah, I ain't going to take no shower. Nah, I ain't going to shower up in here. I said, my mama going to come get me. She'll be here soon. Like, I just woke up. She probably just getting up and stuff. But she probably didn't even leave. She probably outside in the parking lot. She loved me. She going to come get me. She was like, girl, you got to take a shower. And I was like, nah, I don't want to take no shower. She was like, well, they going to put you in the hole. And I was like, man, I don't care about no hole. So then I go over there, the guard get in my face. She was like, if you don't take a shower, your ass going to the hole for real this time. And I was like, okay. So I took a little shower. So then I met this other girl. She had been in there a while. And she was like, hey, don't use the soap. I was like, what? Who would take a shower without soap? Like, I know I'm in jail, but like, why would I take a shower without soap? So I'm supposed to just let the water just hit my body? She was like, yeah, don't use that soap. And I was like, why? She was like, because the soap, it'll give you a yeast infection. And I was like, what? She was like, girl, the soap is acidic. You don't want to use that because you're going to have a yeast infection immediately. I was like, what? I said, I didn't come up here to get no yeast infection. I'm good. Thank you, Lewis, for the 200 stars. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want no yeast infection. So so I got in the shower and I just let the water just rain on me or whatever. And then when I went to the shower, you got to take all your clothes off. But I left my, they give you Crocs when you go to jail. So I had left my Crocs on in jail. So I left the Crocs on and I went in there, just let the water hit me for like 5 minutes. First I stood back, just let the water run, didn't let the water hit me, get in there, dry off with the towel. And then she was like, girl, you ain't use that soap, did you? I was like, no. She was like, good. You ain't gonna get the yeast infection. So then once you go back to the little common area in the middle, you put your clothes back on. When I tell you in jail, they don't got no lotion. No, and my skin is the type of skin that need lotion. I was in there dry as fuck, cracking, crack. You hear me? So then it was like, you go chill, you sit at the table. I met a couple of folks. So this one white girl come up to me. She said, hey, you gonna eat your food at lunch? I said, yeah. I'm gonna eat, yeah. But I said, I might not eat because my mama, she probably out in the parking lot just resting her eyes, but she probably at the Bell's Bond place. Like, thank you, Anthony, for the 1,000 stars. Thank you, Lewis, for the 50 stars. Anthony coming in with the 1,000 stars on their ass. So I'm like, yeah, my mama probably just at the Bell's Bond place just trying to bail me out. So I don't gotta eat. I don't gotta eat because my mama, she gonna come pick me up. My mama be here any minute. You know, if you cool, I can see if my mama get you out too. She was like, girl, you ain't gonna get out no time soon. I was supposed to get out a week ago. And I was like, girl, you don't know my mama. My mama gonna get me out. Because my mama, she don't know people, but she pray. She prays. So I'll be up out of here. I'll be up out of here. So she was like, well, if you decide you want your food or not, I'll take it. And I was like, okay. So then it was lunch. It was like breakfast time or whatever. So we got in line to get food. I was a little hungry. I was starting to get weak up in jail. And jail is not a place that you ever want to get weak at. You got to eat, you know, because once you get weak, if somebody comes out to fight you and because it's hard to fight on an empty stomach. So if somebody fights you on a full stomach, you're going to get your ass beat, even if you got skills. Thank you, Sharquisha, for the 150 stars. I hope I said that right. Thank you, Tamika, for the 200 stars. I appreciate you, ladies. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get in line. Because I was like, at first I was like, I ain't even going to get in line. Because my mama at the Bells, she just got the paperwork. And she on her way over here. She going to get me out. So I was like, okay, I might as well go ahead and eat something. So I get in line. So this girl, she come up to me. She a little slow. This is all happening in jail. County jail, Memphis, Tennessee. They don't play no games. So she a little slow. So she come over and she like, hey, you gonna eat your food? You gonna eat your food? Kind of like Bernie Mac was in the movie Life. So she's like, you gonna eat your food? And this other girl came over. She was like, bitch, she started pushing her right there in the line, right here. The girl was like, you gonna eat your food? And the other girl came over, push her, bitch, you always asking for somebody food, bitch. Bitch, you always asking for somebody food. Why you always asking for somebody food? And I was like, what? I was like, my mama coming. She probably racing to the police station right now because she already done got the paperwork from the bail bond people. So she at the police station now and she just signing the paperwork. I ain't gonna be here soon, so I might as well not get engaged with that because normally I'm an activist. I am. So normally I would get involved and be like, what? She can have my food. Why you tripping? I could share with both of y'all. But I was like, no, this is not the time to be an activist, Daphnique. You're in jail. Mind your business, Daphnique. Stay focused because your mama is they probably walking a guard over here right now to come pick you up. So I get in line. The girl, they give you the food. So what was on the plate? It's breakfast. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm probably going to get some eggs, ho. Probably going to get some orange juice. Ew. Thank you, Lewis, for the 50 stars. Probably going to get some orange juice. Probably going to get some bacon. They might even have turkey sausage up in jail. I'm about to get a full course little meal up in jail. It's breakfast. When I tell you it's about 8:30 in the morning, and guess what they had? A bologna sandwich. They had, I could eat bologna, but I need mayo on my sandwich. So I get to the top. So that trays are actually, they just got people with no gloves on. They ain't had no gloves on. Like, that's probably where the corona started when I went to jail in Memphis, Tennessee. It probably started there because they ain't have no goddamn gloves on. So the ladies serving you the food don't have no gloves on. They just touching your shit raw, like, just touching your sandwich. So the trays had just went through, I guess, a dishwasher, and they were wet. And they throw the bologna sandwich. Thank you for the 375 stars, EC. Thank you, Tyreek. Hello, for the 100 stars. Thank you, Jen, for the 50 stars, boo. I appreciate you guys. So when they take the bologna sandwich, they put it on a wet tray in jail. Like, they don't even dry your shit off. I'm like, y'all got no dryer back there or nothing? So they take the bologna sandwich. So by the time you get to your seat, the bread is soggy. So they put a bologna sandwich on there. They put some mashed potatoes. Bologna sandwich with just bread and just a piece of bologna and mashed potatoes don't even fucking go together. So I'm like, why would y'all do that? Like, you couldn't give me no chips with the sandwich? Like, give me some french fries with the sandwich. Why would you just give me a bologna sandwich with 2 pieces of bread and some bologna and some mashed potatoes? That's not even really a complete meal. And they give you 2 cookies. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat them cookies though. The cookies will hold me over. Them cookies will hold me over. I only weigh 130. Them cookies gonna hold me over. Cause my mama, she probably over there arguing with the people like, yeah, let my baby out. And I probably got a whole bunch of people outside protesting to let me out of jail. Like, no, we won't go. Justice for Daphnique, justice for Daphnique, justice for, I probably got all of that. So they probably calling the mayor and everything on the phone, but I'm gonna be out of jail like in a few minutes. So I was getting ready to get some lemonade because they give you 2 options in jail. They give you lemonade or water. Those are only 2 options. So I'm getting ready to get, I was like, ooh, lemonade. I love lemonade. Okay, lemonade might offset it. Drink me a cup of lemonade with some cookies. I could last in here another 12 hours just off of that meal. Just cookies and lemonade. Because I've done it before. So I was like, all right, cool. I can survive off that. So I go to get some lemonade. The same girl who told me about the shower came up to me. She was like, girl, don't drink the lemonade. I was like, why? She was like, because the lemonade will give you a yeast infection. And I was like, lemonade? She was like, girl, it's something in the lemonade and you'll just be yeasty. So I was like, man, I ain't gonna have no lemonade. Cause when you, ladies know, when you get that, it's a whole little thing or ordeal when you get the yeast. You know, you don't want it. You don't want to be cooking no bread in your panties, you know. So I was like, all right, then I guess I'll just drink water. I think water will probably last me, a full glass of water and some cookies will probably last me another 5 hours. But I can't get weak in jail because if you get weak, you can't fight, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. I ain't tripping. Boom, I get some water, go sit down at the table. This white girl, thank you, Lewis, for the 200 stars. I appreciate you, boo. This white girl come up to me. She said, hey, because in jail, they give you a spork. Anybody know what a spork is? That's kind of like when you go to KFC and you get the mashed potatoes, they give you, it's a spoon, but it got 4 little prongs on the end of it. It's a spork. So they give you a spork to eat the mashed potatoes with the bologna sandwich with no mayo, no cheese, no nothing on it. Just 2 pieces of bread and some bologna in between it. Thank you for the 200 stars, Lewis, again, boo. I appreciate you. So I'm sitting there and, okay, so I was like, ugh, this is not even a complete meal. Like, I'm a picky eater. Jail is just not a good place for me because I'm a picky eater. But other than being a picky eater, I could do time all day, son. Thank you, Marcus and Christian, for the 50 stars. I appreciate both of you guys. So I'm like, I could do time all day in jail. If the food is good. Maybe I get some writing done, work on myself, set some goals. But no, it wasn't even like that. Okay, so I get there. So the white girl was like, hey, she was like, you gonna eat your food? With an attitude. I'm like, bitch, you asking for my food. Why you got an attitude? That's what I'm thinking. But then I was like, I don't want to get in a fight in here because my mama, they probably walking her down here just to let me out right now. So she don't need to be like, damn, I don't want them to be like, you gotta stay in here a little longer. So my mama be here in a little bit, so I ain't tripping. I ain't even gonna confront that. Cause the real Daphne could be like, how you gonna ask for my food with attitude? Girl, bye. Kick it. But I'm in jail, so I was like, you don't wanna do nothing to add time to yourself, you know? You don't wanna do nothing to add no time. So I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, you can have my food. Remind you, the other 2 girls got separated and they got put back in their cells because they got in a fight over her asking for my food. So they already gone out the picture. So it ain't like I owe nobody no food. So then the girl, I said, so I give her the plate and I said, but I'm gonna keep the 2 cookies because I can survive off the 2 cookies in jail with this cup of water for at least 5 hours. So I'm gonna be good. You can go ahead, you can have the food. So then I said, you get the mashed potatoes and sandwich. So she grabbed the sandwich. She made 2 sandwiches because she had her sandwich. So she make a bologna sandwich with 4 slices of bread and 2 pieces of bologna. Boom, put that bitch together. And then I was like, okay. Thank you, Henry, for the 300 stars. So I'm like, yeah, she go ahead and eat that sandwich like an animal. She a whole beast up in here. Carol Basket on their ass. I said, but it's cool because my mama gonna be here. She'll be here in a minute. Henry, don't say that. My mama coming. She coming for me because I'm her only child. So why would she leave me in jail? She not gonna do her only child like that. If she had 2 kids, I could see her leaving me in there a little longer. But I'm the legacy. Like if I don't have no kids, it's over for her. So my mama gonna come get me out of jail. So then the girl was like, the mashed potatoes was a little hot. Then I said, all right, that's all. And then she grabbed the mashed potatoes with her. It was a whole spork right there. They gave us a spork, which was a spoon fork, because they don't want you to stab nobody in jail with a regular fork. Can be dangerous. So they give you the spoon fork. And then a spoon, a spork is you can use it for different things. You can like boom, cut a piece of chicken off of it with it. You can stab the chicken versus a spoon might bend up. So I said, well, it's a spork right here. You ain't have to use your hands. And she was like, it's all good. I was like, oh, this bitch is a savage. So I grabbed the cookies. She was like, you want your cookies? I said, yeah. I don't know if you remember, but when you asked for my food, I had told you that I was going to keep the cookies in the cup of water, and you could have a sandwich and the mashed potatoes. Like that was the whole deal that we had negotiated. And she was like, you going to eat your cookies? Thank you, Pierre, for the 200 star. And I was like, then I picked up the cookie, and the cookie, don't forget the tray in jail. They don't dry shit off. The tray was wet. It was wet as hell, like literally soaked. So it made everything on the thing. So the cookies were now soggy. So I picked up the cookie and it like fell apart because it wasn't even Oreos. Like I feel like if I go to jail, I should at least get an Oreo. Like, but they gave us those dollar store cookies. You know, the ones that's real hard that don't nobody eat, and they black on one side, brown on one side, and then vanilla on the other side, and then got the middle. So then when I picked the cookie up, it kind of fell. I was like, oh no, you can have the cookies too. I don't really like soggy cookies. So she grabbed the cookies. Just spit that bitch. So I grabbed the water before she asked for it. Thank you, Lewis, for the 50 star. I grabbed the water, drunk it, and then I left. And then and then the girl came up to me again. The girl, I guess she's like, when you go to camp, you know, when you get a camp counselor, I guess she was like my jail counselor. She came up to me, girl, good thing you ain't eat those cookies. Because I was like, what? I could have got a yeast infection. She was like, no, they cause heartburn. I was like, oh, okay. So heartburn. Okay. She was like, yeah, nah, the cookies don't give you yeast, but they burn your chest a little bit. And I was like, okay. Thank you, Chandrika, for the 50 stars. I appreciate you, boo. And so I was like, okay, good thing I eat the cookies. You know, hopefully that old Carol Basket bitch over there get the heartburn. Thank you, Pierre, for the 200 stars. I appreciate you, boo. Thank you, Philandra, for the 50 stars. I appreciate you, girl. And so I'm sitting there. So I go, and then we have talks. You know, you can sit in the open area. They don't let you go outside at all. So we sitting in there, you know, people talking about how they went to jail or whatever. One girl's like, girl, I've been in here for a year. I was like, here for a year, eating them soggy ass cookies. So then the lady called me over and she said, Daphnique Springs. And I was like, because the way she said it with the aggression in her voice, it was aggressive. I didn't know if I was in trouble or if my mama had come to get me because I'm her only child. So she should have been here a couple of hours ago. I don't know why she went home and slept. That didn't make sense to me. You should have been in the parking lot waiting or at the Bell's Bond place all night just wrecking your brain. So I'm in jail. So I'm your only child. So why did you go home and go to sleep? So yeah, she must have woke up a little late. Maybe she got a flat tire, but I'm still in jail. I'm still in there. She called me over. She said, you took your AIDS test? And I was like, no. And then she was like, all right, it'd be a little bit, but you gonna go to the hole. I'm like, yeah. But I said, no, I probably, my mama, she'll be here soon. My mama gonna be here soon. Thank you, Clyde, for the 50 star. I'm like, my mama gonna be here soon. So who going to the hole? So the story almost over, y'all. My mama ended up coming. She came. But what they don't tell you is to get out of jail, it takes another 2 hours just to get out of jail. My mom was outside waiting for 2 hours. But I felt like she deserved to wait because I'm her only child. And I felt like she should have told me to be quiet when I was arguing with the cop. It's her fault that I'm in jail. My mama's fault that I went to jail because she should have told me at some point, she should have said, you should be quiet and stop arguing with the police right now for your ass to go to jail. Like, it's her fault. So it's okay for her to wait in the parking lot for 2 hours. She deserved that. Thank you very much, Sean, for the 1,590 stars, Sean. Thank you, boo. So I'm like, yeah, my mama deserved to be outside waiting in the car. Like, I'm her only child. So I don't know. She should have told me to be quiet. I could have lost my life. But okay, so my mama come, they got to process you out and all this other stuff. And so when I got outside, I saw my mama, and you supposed to like walk down this thing and it's still like all these cage gates or whatever. They finally let me out and I had on my clothes again. And I ran like, mama was like, I was like, Ma. And the first thing out of my mouth, I wasn't grateful. I wasn't grateful to my mother. I wasn't grateful. I didn't feel like I owed her that. I'm her only child. So I feel like she should have been here a little earlier. So the first thing out of my mouth wasn't, thank you, Mama, for getting me out of jail. The first thing out of my mouth was, what the hell took you so long? It's 2 o'clock. She was like, oh, well, I slept a little late. I slept. Bitch, you should have been in the parking lot waiting. You should have did the jail time with me, but in the parking lot while I was inside the jail, you should have been in the parking lot. We should have did this time together. Like, it's your fault, Mama. Like, you didn't even tell me to be quiet. Like, why are you late? Like, I could have got gang jumped in there, gang banged, both of them. And then I would have came out and I would have been unfit for society. So where was you at? She was like, I came. I'm sorry. I had to drive an hour. I had to go. I said, I don't really want to hear none of that. Like, she's like, I hope you give me back my $100. I was like, I got that. That ain't a problem. We ain't talking about the money right now. The money ain't no issue. Actually, she had to put up $1,000. I'm sorry. She's like, I hope you give me back my $1,000. I was like, well, yeah, that ain't no issue. Why was you late? And then she was like, yeah, I'm just saying, I had to get something to eat too. Oh, so you out here eating while I'm drinking water. Because I didn't eat the soggy cookies because the tray was too wet. Thank you, Star. That's your real name, Star. Thank you for the 200 stars, boo. I appreciate it. So I'm like, okay, I'm out here just arguing with my mom in the parking lot. She's like, well, your ass can go back to jail. I was like, let's go. I'm sorry. Thank you for picking me up. So the story not over. So when you go to jail, because she bailed me out of jail, it was $1,000 bail. So if you go to court, you only have to pay $100 to the bail bonds people because the bail was $1,000. So then we would only owe 10% of that to the bail bond people. But you can't get that back until you go to jail. Like, you got to come out of that money. So we went to jail and I went to court. And the judge was like, she was like, so, disturbing the peace. Where you from? You look like you're not from around here. And it was a black lady. She was a judge too. I was like, I live in Los Angeles. She was like, welcome to Memphis. She was like, I hope next time you know to keep your mouth shut in Memphis, Tennessee. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm thinking to myself, bitch, I say what I want, ho. To myself, in my head, in my thoughts. You can't control my thoughts. You can control what I say out loud, but ain't nobody ever gonna control my thoughts. That's on God. It's cool. So, yeah, so she told me walking to Memphis and she was like, but I'll expunge it off your record so that it won't show up as an arrest. And they expunged it off my record. She kept her word. And that's about the time I went to jail. I escaped jail. Thank you, Pierre, for the 195 stars with no yeast infection. No food. And my life. And I'm never going back to jail. Because I learned the reason why I went to jail that time, because it's plenty of things I've done in my life to go to jail. Turn up. But you never like directly have a confrontation with the police. Like, that's where I messed up at. I'm very good at, spray painting a car, slapping the shit out of somebody, but going on about my business, escaping unscathed. But don't disturb the peace and be an activist for somebody that's really doing something illegal. He was doing something hella illegal. He wasn't supposed to have that big ass snake. That snake could have ate a whole anaconda. That snake can eat a whole damn human. And I'm out there defending his ass. And when I got arrested, do you think he even said a word? No. That's my story. I've been to jail. I did 12 hours hard time. And I go back again. Like if it's in a movie, I'll go back to jail. But like, I ain't gonna go back in real life. Yeah, that wouldn't be so smart. Thank you, Brian, for the 50 stars. Okay, this is my first story time with Daphnique. Next story I'm going to tell is going to be about me being a side chick. And because some of y'all be like, is it fact or fiction? It's fact. But I didn't sign up for the position. Boom. So I will be back next time. Thank you everyone for dropping in. And thank you to all my people that dropped me some stars. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out there. Even if your city allows you to go out, make sure you social distance. I know y'all saw me partying the other night, not social distancing, but I don't got the cough. I'm still healthy. Thank you, Brian, for the 100 stars. Thank you, William, for the 100 stars. Thank you very much, boo. All right, thank you very much. Every night, everybody, make sure you guys have, Ricardo, I really went to jail. I just told the whole damn story. Where you been at? Where you been at? I was locked up. They wouldn't let me out. 12 hours. Thank you, William, for the 100 stars. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys have a great night. And thank you for dropping in with Story Time with Daphnique. Ow. Bye.